this week's show, we introduce you to Scott and Vanessa Russell, their daughter Cora, and Oliver, a full-time RVing family known as the Adventure Detour. This week, we learned what happens when you decide to include a new puppy into your RV lifestyle. Then, Jeff Johnston shows us how easy it is to install the new glow step stair unit from Torquelift. Also, we'll join Mike Nundorfer, CEO of Advanced RV, as he explains why at ARV in many instances they believe in less or subtract. I'm sure once you listen to Mike, you'll agree that in many cases, less or to subtract makes better sense. See if you agree. Later, we'll join Jeff and Pam Johnston as they make a short visit to Broughton Marsh. These stories and more on this week's RVing Today TV. Closed and Spanish captioning where available is sponsored by Trail Manor, one of the world's lightest and easiest towing travel trailers.
Have we completely lost our minds? Probably so. Have you ever wondered what it's like to get a brand new puppy while you're traveling in an RV? Well, in this episode, you're about to find out. One thing that we said we would never, ever do as full-time RVers of 9 years is get a pet while we were traveling. And you may wonder, why not? Pets are amazing, right? It's just because we didn't want it to limit our ability to travel, to go on the fly, to leave the RV and stay in a hotel if we wanted, to hop on a plane and go home and visit. Pets are a big responsibility, and so we just really didn't want to add that to the mix, and we always said we would never do it. But obviously, we did. So how did that happen? Our daughter was piling over getting a puppy. She begged and begged and begged. And despite saying no for years and years, I saw this guy's photo online and knew I had to have him. So I said, let's get a small RV dog, right? A little RV dog. So how about a French bulldog, right? They get maybe 25, 28 pounds. Perfect size for an RV. Yeah. So we go get him. He's probably the biggest record-breaking French bulldog ever. He's almost 40 pounds. And they said, get a long-haired Frenchie. They're rare and really beautiful, they say, right? Just kidding. I don't know who said that. I don't even know who they is. But we did get the long-haired version, and wow, he sheds like crazy. But you know what? Through all of it, he is the perfect dog for our family. He's not a laid-back couch potato like we thought. He's not small like we thought. He's not non-shedding like we thought. But he's absolutely perfect for us. Isn't it funny how sometimes you think one thing and life completely flips it the other way? He's the perfect example. He's the member of our family that we just didn't even know we needed until we had him. So this is Oliver. And through our travels with Oliver so far, we've learned 3 important things that we feel like all RVers that travel with pets should have. And so here's our 3 tips for you. Tip number 1, carpet your RV stairs. Now, why do I say that? Most RV stairs are metal and they're slick and they get hot. So they can burn your pet's paws going down them in the summertime when you're facing the sun. And it's a traction issue. So what we quickly found out with him, and who wants to carry a 40-pound dog in and out of the RV, right? Not me, not multiple times a day, potty training, is that he was scared of our stairs because the metal stairs had quite a gap in between each rung. And so he was scared and he wouldn't go up and down the stairs. So we found by carpeting them and the help of some really good dog treats that we could lure him up the stairs, and he was fine with it as soon as we carpeted it. So the carpet on the stairs is great for traction and protecting your pet's paws. The second item that's really helpful for all pet parents when you're RV traveling is to get some kind of pet seat belt for your traveling companion. Now, we actually have a car seat for Oliver that is an enclosed seat that attaches to his collar and then attaches to the seat belt in the back of our truck. That sounds a little bougie, right? That sounds like high maintenance pet parents, but it's not really for that at all. It's actually for safety, because if you're hitting the brakes hard in your RV or in your truck, or you were to, happen to get into an accident, your pet can become a projectile, right? which could harm them, but they could also harm one of your family members. So it's just safest to keep your dog restrained either in a kennel or in some kind of seat or in a seat belt when you're on the road traveling with your pet. Item number 3 is something we never considered until after we got him. We got Oliver in the summer in Florida. Wow. I don't recommend that, by the way. It's hotter than blazes, and we're trying to potty train a dog in 100-degree weather in Florida in the summer. Yeah. But what we did learn about that is that your pet really needs to be protected temperature-wise when you're gone exploring. So if you leave your pets in your RV and you go out exploring, what were to happen if you were to lose power while you're gone? I mean, that could be a nightmare. In 100-degree weather like we were dealing with in Florida, it wouldn't take long for them to get in trouble. So the third item is to get some sort of pet temperature monitor that can alert you via your phone, on a text or an email if you were to lose power in your RV, or even if it just gets too hot. So we set a certain temperature threshold, and if the inside of our RV gets above that threshold, it sends us a text message. And so those are 3 things that I think any pet owner needs when you're traveling in an RV. Even if you have a lizard or a bunny or something more exotic than a dog, right? You still need to protect them from the heat and for power loss. But ultimately, we love this little guy, and we're glad he became, part of our family.
Yeah, we can't imagine travel. We don't even remember traveling without him now. So.
It's like he's always been with us, even though we went 9 years without him on the road. So it's really been a blessing and a perfect fit. So now I'm curious, do you travel with your pets in your RV?
Learn more about RV family life and adventures at theadventuredetour.com. How many RV roof coating systems do away with having to constantly inspect and recaulk your roof? Okay. How many RV roof coating systems come with a lifetime transferable warranty? The answer is 1, Flex Armor. Visit RVroof.com to learn more about this virtually indestructible maintenance-free roof system and to find an authorized Flex Armor facility closest to you.
Travel John Holding Tank deodorizer cleaners have been keeping campers happy since 1967, making it the oldest, most reliable solution for RV and marine holding tanks. Travel John packaging is attractive and easy to store for any size rig or scope of adventure. With nearly 100 years of experience, Century Chemical Corp is proud to offer outdoor enthusiasts across the world products that work anywhere, anytime. To learn more, call the number on your screen or visit centurychemical.com.
And now, let's head to Eugene, Oregon and join Jeff Johnston as he steps up his game with the new Glow Step stereo unit.
Hi, I'm Jeff Johnston. When we first ordered our Palomino camper, we knew we'd need some way to get into the camper from the ground. So we purchased this generic 2-step steel unit. Fits into the receiver very nicely. It's strong, it'll support my weight, and it does the job exactly as it's supposed to. Combine it with a little portable foldable step here, you can climb right in. The one thing that we failed to think about, or I failed to think about, my mistake, is the steps are mounted in the center of the truck in the receiver. The door is offset to the side considerably, so the steps come up right about here. That's why we have this orange safety tape on here, because climbing in and out is a little bit of a chore. Fortunately, thanks to Torque Lift, there is a much better solution for getting in and out of a camper these days. Scissor-type entry steps for campers and other RVs have been around for quite a few years, but the new Glow Step from Torque Lift really steps that up, so to speak. It's heavier, stronger, and is able to support my weight, which is saying something. This one is rated at approximately 275 pounds capacity, and other models are rated up to about 300 pounds. They're easy to install, fairly easy to move, and they provide a safe, solid, secure way to climb up to the level of a camper. We'll show you how it's installed. We know there's a solid aluminum frame member behind the skin here under the door. So we start by marking a center line here, about 13 inches. And with the center line mark on the bracket, just kind of eyeball it for level side to side. And mark all 6 holes. And start drilling. Insert the screws. Continue with the other 4 screws. Snug them all down, make sure they're tight. Insert the spring pins here, the clips. And the safety clip, and of course the safety clip. With the retaining pins suitably installed, you stretch this guy out. Looks like a comfortable spot. And we'll see how it feels. Much better. Much better. Feels nice and solid underfoot. For my bulk, that's pretty good. And another little interesting feature about the glow step is these little glow pads that are on here. These little tabs absorb light, and then after dark, they glow for several hours, which makes for a somewhat safer access up and down the steps. Then, when you're ready to break camp, you come up, take out the safety clips, which are always a good idea. Pull the pins, collapse this guy, and in our case, toss it inside the rig. We've got a rubber pad here to keep it from sliding around. Now, people do leave it, collapse it, leave it collapsed with the hook on it, but then it kind of swings back and forth. People come up with different solutions for keeping it from banging into the bumper and whatnot, but we're just going to store it inside. Gets it out of the way, makes a nice clean job out of it. It appears, so the glow step from Torque Lift. It's a terrific solution to climbing in and out of something like a camper. Highly recommended.
Coming up after the break, we'll join Mike Lundorfer of Advanced RV. We'll be right back. Dreaming about owning a hard-side travel trailer but don't have a place to store it? Well, how about in your garage? That's right. Trailmanor travel trailers are engineered with a cantilever system that allows you to open it up or fold it down in just about 5 minutes. And when it comes to interior comfort and amenities, Trailmanor has it all. To check out their full line of travel trailers and find the nearest dealer, visit trailmanor.com. Want more RVing today? Then visit RVingToday.tv. Besides our weekly show and extended segments, you'll find additional stories and videos along with insightful information on what's new and what's happening around the world in RVing. From luxury RVs to unique camper vans, and from RVing with pets to RVing with kids. You'll find it all and more in RVingToday.tv.
Good morning. I'm Mike with Advanced RV. We've been 12 years in business now, and it's kind of a time for reflection and reaffirming our vision. Recently, I read a book called Subtraction, and it resonated because I think that that's the way we have approached the Class B motorhome innovation process that we've started 12 years ago. And the book starts with the author playing Legos with his son. And they build 2 towers, and they need to span the towers, but they're different heights. So his son takes blocks off the tall tower so that they're even, and he puts a spanner in. The father adds blocks to the shorter tower to span. Same result, but a different approach. And the research cited in the book talks about how our inclination is to add things. When we design, when we come up with a problem, we add. And I realized reading the book that That's not what we do at ARV. We tend to subtract. We go back to first principles. We go back to the core objectives that our clients have. And from those core objectives, we create a new design. And usually that design involves subtracting. A good example is when we started, every RV, Class B and bigger, had a generator, and it had gel batteries, the better ones, or lead acid batteries. And we started looking at that, and we decided, it would be really good if we could subtract propane from the design, so you wouldn't have the hassle of filling propane, the hassle of carrying it. So we started looking at eliminating the generator, and we came up with our first lithium batteries. And we've been installing lithium batteries, larger and larger, lighter and lighter, and better placed and safer for the last 12 years. Another simple example of subtraction is that many clients, when they bought a Class B motorhome, one of their first trips was to Target or somewhere to buy a bed topper because of the way the beds were designed and configured. So they had to figure out a place to store it. They had to deploy it at night and put it away in the morning. And we just decided, let's subtract the need for a bed cover. So we've been building beds in our facility here and offering clients custom upholstery on those beds ever since we started. Other examples are automatic leveling system, which subtracts the need to carry blocks and mess with blocks. Also, I've used the levelers to get unstuck before. And so that eliminates the need to carry a shovel, although shovels look cool when they're hanging on the outside, and manual jacks to jack up if you're off-road and get stuck. So again, subtraction. We subtracted the noise in air conditioners very early on, measured the effectiveness of the air conditioners, different brands that were available, and the sound levels. And we found an Australian designed air conditioner that greatly lowered the sound and the noise of the air conditioner when operating. Same thing with the heating system. The heating system that we designed is more effective and quieter. So we took away noise. We also took away handling issues by installing our huge tanks, fresh gray and black, under chassis. We also did the same with our battery systems with a maximum ground clearance. So we subtracted issues hanging down from the van, and we also improved safety and handling, thinking about every aspect of lowering our center of gravity in our builds. Our dump and fill, we don't have a 3-inch hose. We have a 1.5-inch diameter hose that actually stores in a compartment. It's continuously hooked up, so it takes about 4 minutes to empty gray and black tanks. So all these things subtract care, subtract thinking, and subtract the hassles that used to be involved with Class B motorhoming. Another thing that comes to mind is our process. Our process not only is through subtraction for hard designed things, but of conversation. Learning the client's needs has been developed over the last 12 years. We don't have a menu because there's no limit to what clients can do, so that they can visualize a different use pattern where things are easier and where they don't have to fuss with the van. Year over year, you just add to the things that you want to add to, and you never question the things from past years that maybe aren't appropriate anymore. So part of our process is to do zero-based thinking about how we communicate with clients and how we listen to clients. The other thing we've subtracted, and this was a concept from the beginning, but it was pretty radical at the time to have a custom production like we are, a motorhome company, and manufacture and service without dealers. We have nothing against dealers. I've purchased in the past years from dealers, but we wanted to subtract the insulation, the communication hassles for our clients of going through dealers and then back to us. When they have a service question or a service problem, they get a technical person any day of the week and any time of the day. So we have subtracted a lot of communication potential hassles for our clients and potential opportunities for miscommunication. And that's been a lot of fun. The other thing we've done here together at ARV, we started with a trial about 2 years ago. We subtracted a day of work, and we did that by mindfully looking at how we work, how we have meetings, how we do everything we do, and everybody has and continues to subtract things that are not productive from their work days. They've done this without subtracting satisfaction and without adding stress. And so we've almost 2 years now into our 4-day week and enabled everybody to have a 3-day weekend. Thanks for helping us get to where we are. We really are having fun with this process, and we're continuing to subtract.
Travel John holding tank deodorizer cleaners have been keeping campers happy since 1967, making it the oldest, most reliable solution for RV and marine holding tanks. Travel John packaging is attractive and easy to store for any size rig or scope of adventure. With nearly 100 years of experience, Century Chemical Corp is proud to offer outdoor enthusiasts across the world products that work anywhere, anytime. To learn more, call the number on your screen or visit centurychemical.com.
Today's quick stop is a Wisconsin gem. Don't let the name put you off. The Broughton Marsh Park and Campground is a darn nice place to stay in your RV. Its location, adjacent to 13,000-acre Sheboygan Lake and Marsh wildlife area, might suggest bugs are a problem, but it was the most critter-free campsite we enjoyed during our Midwest to Oregon trip. That said, your mileage may vary. The year-round facility includes 64 campsites from dry camping to full hookups, showers, a boat ramp, playground, and picnic area. Fishing, hunting, bird watching, and hiking nature trails are among the local attractions. Access roads are generally good for most RV sizes. The tallest wooden observation tower in Wisconsin provides stair climbing exercise and a broad view of the campground and marsh. While the Kohler Center for Marsh Education is still under construction on site, it's slated to be an outstanding outdoor education program facility. If someone else's cooking occasionally strikes your fancy, enjoy the local specialties at Three Guys and a Grill restaurant and bar that's part of the campground offerings. We thoroughly enjoyed the rustic decor, air conditioning, good food, and cold microbrews on tap, and we both thought the charcoal grilled walleye was especially tasty. Local perch and bluegill are also on the menu. The Broughton Marsh Park and Campground is not a bad place to stay in east central Wisconsin, just a stone's throw north of Milwaukee. For more information, log on to our website at RVingToday.tv.
If you're into RVing or just appreciate vintage vehicles, be sure to set your GPS for the RVMH Hall of Fame in Elkhart, Indiana. This museum houses the largest collection of vintage RVs and trailers dating as far back as 1916. For more information, visit their website at rvmhhalloffame.org. For more information on anything you saw in this week's episode, along with additional videos, interesting stories, and RV news, visit our website at RVingToday.tv. This has been another fun production.